All right, I'm back. Smoking Cigars with Howlinblind, buddy. Slim Part 2 here on this Wednesday afternoon. I don't even know what day it is, what the date is, because I'm on vacation and I don't have to. I'm going to switch up right now. I'm going to fire up this Bolivar Confradia, made in Confradia, Honduras, and I know I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Size 654. This one just wasn't doing it for me, folks. Just wasn't doing it for me. But I like these Bolivars. And that's supposed to be an Oscuro, but it don't look like an Oscuro. It just looks like a natural dark wrapper. But anyway, I was explaining how, you know, I traveled across Indiana, and I think Indiana's a beautiful state. I love this scenery. I love taking the back roads. Years and years ago, and why I took this trip, years and years and years ago, I used to drive for a liquor distributor based out of Jeffersonville. And my route on Tuesdays took me up to Columbus, sometimes over to Nashville, Indiana. Also Greensburg, sometimes up to Shelbyville, up through Hope, up to Rushville, past Batesville, down to Brookville, which is what my original trip was intended to be, and I wasn't able to do that. West Harrison, if you're in West Harrison and you're watching this, West Harrison, Indiana, leave me a comment and confirm. One side of the street in West Harrison, Indiana, you're in Indiana. On the other side of the street, you're in Ohio, which I believe is called Harrison, Ohio. And it's funny, Indiana's weird. You got North Vernon in the south, you got South Bend in the north, West Harrison in the east, and I don't know what you got in French Lick over in the west side. I don't, you know, Indiana's weird, but we love it. We love it here. Indiana's a great state. America is a great country. The point I was getting to a while ago before I ran out of time, and I'm glad you joined me back on this Smoking Cigars with Howlinblind Part 2. The reason that America is the most beautiful country in the world, you go look anywhere else, you know, I've never been to Paris, France, and I've never been to England. But we are the most beautiful country in the world and the most prosperous because of what our forefathers did with the Constitution when they first wrote it and gave us the freedom to prosper. We have been allowed to industrialize, build up big cities, and even today in 2009, when you see these pictures in my video and I might even put it at the end of this, you never know. I think it'll even say how many parts I go on this, it'll be the following part: traveling through Indiana, or maybe it'll be a separate video. I don't know, but you'll like it. But some of these towns have been allowed to stay small towns. There's a small town over on the west side of Indiana called Sullivan. If you're from Sullivan, you can verify this. This town will remind you of Mayberry from the Andy Griffith Show. I mean, it's a beautiful, untouched little town, and I'm sure every state has those. You know, we've got Louisville, Kentucky, we've got Atlanta, Georgia, we've got Nashville, Tennessee, and Dallas, Texas, that just continues to grow and grow and grow. But we have those little towns that seem to be untouched by the hands of time. The picture that you see when I'm in Batesville of the Gibson movie theater. It's a theater. Hey folks, smoking cigars with Howlinblind. I don't know what happened, but I'm sitting here and I'm watching back the takes, and on part two, which is probably what I made this to, it cut off right as I'm talking about the Gibson movie theater. So I want to redo this and talk about that. You know, it's the Gibson movie theater is you know, a walk-in movie theater where you don't have it's not like a big multiplex, and a lot of towns still have that, and that's what I was basically talking about. We have in this country, it's a beautiful country, a beautiful area. You look at this country, it's just beautiful. We're the most prosperous, most beautiful country in the world. And the point that I was going to make, and I made it, and somehow I just didn't get on there. We cannot let this administration sign away our sovereignty in the Copenhagen Treaty. If you don't know what that is, get online, look it up, find out what it is, and call your congressman, your senator, whoever you need to call, and let them know what you think. I'm not going to tell you what to think. Just do it. Check it out. If you're happy with what the Copenhagen Treaty says, then sit back and do nothing, or call them and tell them I'm all for it. But if it bothers you that they're going to, what Obama's plans on doing is signing away this country's sovereignty, and look up the word sovereignty and know what that means. It's our ability to act as an individual among a big bunch of countries. We cannot let the UN decide for us what we're going to do, and that was my main point. All right, so I'm going to end it now. Smoking cigars with Howlinblind. Still smoking my Boulevard Confradia Oscuro 654, and a video traveling around Indiana is coming up with some nice traveling music and some nice pictures. So, folks, we'll see you later. And enjoy the week of Howlinblind. And here's what I want you to do. On my birthday, Halloween, this has been my birthday wish every year, for people to dress up in wild costumes and go out from house to house and get candy. Get a piece of candy from your neighbor. And just go from house to house and do that. That's always been my big birthday wish. And so far, everybody's done it every year that I remember since. And if you're in Louisville, Kentucky, come out to Air Devil's Inn, wear your costume, and you get in free. If you're a girl and you wear a costume, you'll get a free stare from the guitar player. No cover will get you a longer stare. And best costume on a girl gets her a free dance to any song we choose. So, come to Air Devil's Inn, Louisville, Kentucky, Saturday night, 10 to 2. Enjoy Blues Town, and we'll see you.